Hey friends, welcome back. It's Sara Scheyer Arnett, your Northern Kentucky real estate professor here. And today we're tackling the $1,000,000 question, should I buy a house right now or should I wait? I know this question is on everyone's mind. Maybe you've been scrolling on Zillow late at night, seeing interest rates bounce all around and wondering, is now the right time for me to buy a house or am I walking straight into a trap? Don't worry, we're going to break it all down Northern Kentucky style so you know exactly what's going on in our market this fall and what that means for you. So let's dive in. So here's the honest truth. There's no one-size-fits-all answer to this question. But what I can give you is real talk about what we're seeing here locally in Northern Kentucky, how interest rates are playing into it, what inventory looks like, as well as some smart strategies depending on your personal real estate goals, whether you're a first-time home buyer or you're making your next move. So let's start with inventory. Right now, as we head into the fall of 2025, we're seeing moderate inventory levels across most of Northern Kentucky. It's not the Wild West days of multiple offers within 15 minutes, but it's also not flooded with homes for sale either. What that means is we're in a more balanced market. Sellers are still getting good prices for their homes, but buyers aren't having to wrestle each other in the driveway either to get an offer accepted. Thank goodness. Those days were crazy. But here's what's interesting. Even though inventory is healthier than it was during those peak pandemic years, there's still a shortage in certain price points, especially in the more moderate price homes under $300,000. So if you're looking in that price point, you still need to be fast, decisive, and ready with a strong offer in order to get your offer accepted. So now let's talk about interest rates, because I know that's the big concern for a lot of home buyers right now. Interest rates for most of 2025 have hovered around the mid to high 6% range. And while that might seem super high compared to those unicorn years of 2 and 3% interest rates we saw in 2021, here's the deal. Those interest rates were artificially low and not realistic. Historically, rates have stayed around 6%, which is very reasonable. Let me say that again for the folks in the back. These rates in the 6% range are not terrible. They just feel terrible because we got spoiled in those pandemic years. But here's the silver lining. Higher rates have actually cooled competition. That means fewer bidding wars, more room to negotiate, and a chance for buyers to breathe before they decide to make an offer. And guess what? If rates do come down in the future, you just refinance. If you find the right home today and you can afford the monthly payment, you can always refinance and adjust the loan later to a lower interest rate or maybe even a shorter term. But what you can't do is go back in time and grab that perfect house at last year's pricing. Now I know someone out there is thinking, all right, Sara, but what if I wait? Won't prices go down if I hold off? That's a great question. And I totally understand the logic. But here's the reality that I want you to remember. Home prices in Northern Kentucky are not going down. They are still trending up, just at a slower pace than what we've seen in years past. We're seeing annual appreciation around 3 to 4% year over year right now in Northern Kentucky, which is a very healthy and stable market, as well as a great sign of long-term value. Waiting could mean you're paying more later, both in price and in rate, depending on what the market does. And in the meantime, you're losing out on equity growth and tax advantages. Let's put this in perspective. If you buy a $300,000 home now and it appreciates 3% over the next year, that's $9,000 in equity just for living there. If you wait a year and prices go up even a little, you're now chasing a moving target with a possibly higher interest rate. So, if you're financially ready and the right home comes along, waiting just to time the market could end up costing you more in the long run. And we definitely don't want that to happen. But let's flip the coin. Because again, this isn't a one size fits all situation. If you're not financially ready, if you need to build your credit, save for a down payment, or stabilize your job situation, it's totally okay to wait. There's no shame in taking your time. The right home will be there when you're ready, I promise. The most important thing is to make a move from a place of confidence, not pressure. Now, here's where we get practical. If you're thinking of buying in the next 6 to 12 months, here are a few smart moves to make right now. First, get pre-approved with a local lender, not online, local. I cannot stress this point enough. You want to get pre-approved with someone who knows our market here in Northern Kentucky, our contract timelines, and our reputation. It makes a huge difference when it comes to getting your offer accepted. Next, make a list of your non-negotiables. What do you absolutely have to have in a home? And what are the things that, boy, that would be nice to have, but it's not a deal breaker and not essential? Knowing your priorities will help you make clear-headed decisions when it's time to go look at homes. Next, you want to watch the market, but with guidance. I set up custom searches for all of my buyers so that they're getting real-time updates, not stale listings. And I'll help you interpret what's happening and not just what you see online. And don't forget to ask about grants and incentives. There are some amazing programs here in Northern Kentucky that can help you with down payment assistance for first-time home buyers, as well as people who meet certain income limits. You might be eligible for down payment assistance, closing costs, all kinds of things, and you don't want to leave money on the table. So, should you buy now or should you wait? If you're ready financially, you've got a stable income, and you're planning to be in your home for a few years, now could be a great time to buy. You'll get in before prices climb further. You'll build equity while you live there, and you may even get to refinance later if rates come down. Now, here's your next step. Don't wait around wondering what you should do. Text me, send me a DM, or drop a comment below. However you like to communicate, I'm here. Let's hop on a quick call, chat through your goals, and figure out if buying a home this fall in 2025 makes sense, or does it make sense for you to wait until 2026? You don't need to figure it all out on your own. That's what I'm here for. My job is to make sure that you have all of the information you need to make this process easy to understand, low pressure, and tailored to you and your needs. Whether you're ready to house hunt next week or you just want to make a plan for 2026, I'm your go-to girl. If this video helped you, hit the like button and subscribe and share it with a friend who's also pondering, should I buy now or should I wait? I've got fresh market updates every month, and I'd love to be your go-to guide for all things real estate in Northern Kentucky. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.